requesting, asking, praising, it's hard for us to be still and quiet, to still ourselves before the Lord. It's difficult in our human nature. And a big part of receiving is learning how to receive and hearing. How to be still. The Lord has more to give us than we have to give Him. He wants to impart Himself into our lives more than we can comprehend. A big part of what I really hear the Lord on for so long now is to tarry in my presence. Just wait. I'm talking about to receive. To receive from Him. To receive an impartation. Inside. Your heart. Your soul. To still the outer. And to wait and listen and inwardly. Because He begins to speak to us. That still small voice inwardly. There's I really want to share something because God has put it in my spirit. I don't have my glasses, I'll do what I can. I think there's a bigger Bible here. Mark 11. It's not the one we usually go to. This has been speaking to my heart so much. It's okay. The Lord has got something inside of my heart about this. It wasn't Mark 11, but it's no. It's the passage that says if your eye be single, the whole body's full of light. For the eye is the light of the body. If an eye be single, then the whole body is full of light. I want to speak to, if someone finds that passage, be sure and let me know. I think we key in more to where the passage is and what the passage means. Many times. And it's important to know where it's at, but where it's located in the Bible is not to be compared with what it says. What it speaks to. And inside the heart, inside of our heart of hearts, I can speak from my own experience that I've had trouble hearing God. My eye has been not single, but divided. And the Word tells us in James 1 that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. It's speaking to our affections being that of the spirit and that of the natural man. And I have, in the past, given myself over to what the flesh desired. I knew the scriptures, I had heard the scriptures, but just like Jesus said, he that hears these sayings of mine and does them, I liken him to a wise man. And we all know they dug down deep and founded his house that he was building upon a rock. And I liken the man that hears the sayings of mine and does not do them to a foolish man. James tells us that the hearers of the word are not blessed, but the doers. But if we hear the word and don't do it, then we deceive ourselves. And there's a lot of deception in our hearts because we have heard the word and not been doers. Hebrews tells us that there's a danger in hearing and not doing, when he says that through the deceitfulness of sin our hearts become hardened. So for me, I have been really truly taking inventory, and I don't like where I found myself. And I've been searching and asking the Lord, how can I, because he says, hear this from Romans, reckon ye yourselves dead unto sin. And a lot of times we're asking God to do something in us that God has required of us. And he never said that the old man would die. He said that you become dead to the old. Now the reason I'm saying this is because there is a place that God is wanting to bring us as people, where we're not living as mere men and women, but we are living in the place that our God has created for us and he's opened up for us to live. And I'm not speaking this for any personal gain. The Lord has really been speaking that one verse, if thine eye be single, thine eye be focused on one, your whole body will be full of light. A lot of us are having, I'll speak for myself, I've had a hard time understanding what the will of the Lord is for us because our affections within our hearts have been divided. And the Lord is telling us that when the eye is single, the whole body's full of light. There's no darkness. There's no misunderstanding God. There's another passage in John that says, he who does the will of the Father, he will know whether my doctrine is of God or not. So I'm evaluating even my own life and my own actions and my own thoughts. And I have a desire to be true and not full of guile, full of deceit, deceiving my own self. I want to be true before God. I remember when Rick and Mary Cruz Samansky was here, Rick was testifying that when the Lord would appear to him and speak with him in person, he would never call him by his name, but he always called him faithful. I have a desire to be faithful. I have a desire in my heart to please God, but not only to be pleasing, not for gain, but because there's a desire that's born of God inside. I want to speak to something that's, I know this, I don't want it to be heady. I don't want this to be just another piece of godly information that we tuck away somewhere. We have a tendency to take what we hear and we put it We kind of like build a library inside of our hearts of spiritual things, sayings, scriptures at times, but I'm not talking about a spiritual. I'm talking about there's something in the flesh that enjoys religiousness. There's something about our natures that like to get in our hands in God's business. You know what I'm saying? And we can really go through our lives completely